Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another Jester's Judgment here as we talk about a game. Talk about the 5 things we really liked about this game. The 5 things that we didn't like about the game. Kind of talked about the mechanics and everything that goes into the game. And then give you our final judgment. Is this a game that you should try to find a copy and get for yourself, or is this it's a good game, but you can find other games that do things better than it? We shall see at the end. Let's get into it. Of course, we always talk about the 5 positive, the pros, the good things first. Let's get to it. All right. So this is the Guild of Merchant Explorers. This is by AEG. And let's talk about the 5 the 5 best things that I really liked about this game. Number 1, it was super quick to learn. I played on Board Game Arena for the first time last month, and I saw it and I read the description. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty interesting. Maybe I should take a look at this game. And within like 15 minutes, I was up and running and playing. Now, I didn't do very good for the first couple times, but I played tonight on my channel and I had a super high score. So it does take a little bit to learn the game, but then once you do and you understand it, yeah, you can start scoring much better, I think. Or maybe I got lucky. Who knows? Number 2, it is very simple decisions that you need to make. You got to move into a desert terrain, or you're moving into the mountain terrains, or you're going to put 3 water spaces. So you have to... it's very simple decisions. You're only going to be adjacent to so many water spaces. You're only going to be adjacent to so many mountain spaces at a time. And you need to just kind of figure out what you're going to be doing and where you're going to be doing and what the objectives are to try and complete the objectives. Very simple decisions, but man, they're so tough, which is really good, actually. Number 3, this game, the first time I played it, was so enjoyable and it was so much fun to play. And we don't talk about that a lot in our reviews. We talk about all the artwork and we talk about how it plays and this, that, and the other thing, but we don't really talk about how much fun it was. This game was really enjoyable, really fun, quick to learn, quick to play. And after I played it the first time, I'm like, I want to play again because I want to see if I can do better. And you keep coming back, trying to see if you can do better and better and better and better. Such an enjoyable and fun experience. And everyone that I've introduced this game to, I know Tony from Tony's Board Life, and Phoenix Knight, and a few of the other people that are familiar with my channel have really liked this game as well. So I know... everyone that I've introduced it to has really liked it, and I, kind of talk about how much fun and it is, and everyone kind of agrees with me. Number 4, this is probably the first game in all the reviews that I've done that doesn't have any dice at all. This is not luck-based at all. There is a little bit of randomness, but you're going to be getting... You have 5 cards that you're going to get every round, and then you're going to get 1 random card from a deck that's going to give you a special power. When that card comes out and what it does is going to be random every time. And that's the fun part of trying to figure out, which card could I get? Which power could I get? But you have no randomness in this whatsoever. It's all dice. It's all about... It's all, there's no randomness or trying to make sure, you're rolling a certain amount. I know a lot of people, I got to roll and I got to do this and that. Nothing like that in this game, which is very refreshing, actually. It's very refreshing. And number 5, it is... Every round of the 4 eras that you're going through, you're going to be getting a variable power. So every round, you're never sure what you're going to get, and you're never sure when it's going to come out. You know you're going to get something that's going to be really good and really fun and really special, but when it comes out during the turn, what those special powers are going to be. You're going to get a choice of 1 to 2 powers, so you get to kind of decide what power fits what you're trying to do or what helps you the best you can do. But those variable powers are what really kind of drives and makes the game. You get these 5 cards, those core cards every time, and every other every round you're going to be getting the variable powers, which is going to completely change the game and what you can do with your explorations, and kind of fine-tuning your variable powers to fit your what you're trying to get done is kind of part of the game. And it's a very quick and easy way to introduce variable powers, and I really like how that's done. So that was a lot of positive things about the Guild of Merchant Explorers from AEG. And while everything is very, very nice, obviously not everything is going to be perfect. Unfortunately, there are going to be some downfalls. There's going to be some issues. Let's talk about them when we talk about the cons. Again, these are the 5 things that I didn't like as much. There might not be a biggest issue on the planet, but they're the things that were kind of the downside to everything. So the first one is there's only 4 maps. I actually played this on Board Game Arena and fell in love with the game and went and purchased it. Had the game shipped to me, and I didn't realize there was only 4 different maps in the core box. Now, there might be some expansions that I don't have or whatever, but I'm talking about just the core box, which is a little disappointing. You would think they would give you more variety, and having the different maps are going to mix up what you can do and how you're going to be doing things, and learning the different maps is kind of part of the fun game. So only having 4 maps is a little bit of a bummer. I think they should have included more different maps. They're not that hard to make. They're only like 30 grid by 20 grids. They're not very big. So they could have put like 30, 40 different kinds of maps in the box, but they didn't, unfortunately. Number 2, this is kind of a bummer as well, is the value of the treasures. When you get to the treasure locations on the board, you're going to draw a random treasure card, and some of the value of the treasure cards are worth a lot more than others, and so that's kind of random. You can draw a card and it might be worth 1 coin, or you could draw a card and it might be worth like 5 or 6 coins if you get all the pieces that you need to combine. So, or you might get to put like 1 little extra piece on the board. So they're all, I mean, sure, you don't want all the treasures to be the same. I understand that, but the value of the treasures just seem to be completely random, which is going to come back to your score. So your score can be a little bit random there, which is kind of a little disappointing, to be honest. All right, the round goals. You're going to be doing Era 1, Era 2, Era 3, and Era 4. And obviously in Era 1, you're going to have 3 goals that you're going to be trying to complete. And as if you're playing solo, when you get to Era 2 and you draw the Era 2 card, the AI automatically completes the first goal. And you're like, well, there's no way humanly possible to do this. So, unfortunately, if you're playing solo, you can run into a situation where the goals are just not doable early in the game, and the AI will claim them from you. And it doesn't sound like a big deal, and it's not that big a deal, but the difference is basically 5 points. If the AI claims it, it's worth 10 points, and then if you claim it later, it's only worth 5 points. So getting the goals that you are able to accomplish quickly, and the way the AI is done, it's you have 3, and when you get to era 2, it'll take the left one, and when you go to era 3, it'll take the second one on the left and the middle one. And so what you're trying to do is focus in on the left goal and try to get that done as soon as you possibly can. And like I said, that goal might be extremely hard for you to get done, especially early in the game. While the second and third goal might be super easy. And so you're just unlucky on where the goals come out if you're playing specifically solo, is what I'm talking about there. So that can be kind of a bummer as well. Number 4. The cities on the terrain, at least on Board Game Arena and on the copy that I have, it is hard to tell if that city is on a certain terrain and what terrain type that is. And some of the goals are like complete like 3 cities that are on different terrains. But if they're very hard to figure out which terrain the cities are on to begin with. So you're always kind of guessing, is this a different one than the one I've already got? I don't know. Maybe there's an easier way to figure it out that I haven't been able to see so far. But the cities on the terrain are not done very easy. It's all color-coded when they should have put like a little symbol. Like if it's a forest symbol, you put a little tree on the city or something. I mean, there's ways to do this to make it very clear this city is on a forest base. You can put like the city, and then on the bottom of the city it might have a little bit of green on it, or it might have a little beige, or it might have a little brown if it's on a mountain. And you're like, I can't tell if this city is on a mountain or if it's on a desert. The desert and the mountain look, if you see the color here, that's pretty much the difference. You see like the light beige, and then you have like a dark beige, and that's the difference between the sand and the mountains. And the forest is also like this light green kind of, they all have kind of the same muted, they're not like bright or anything. So it's hard to tell what the city terrains are on, if that makes sense. And last but not least is the size of the maps. You would have thought that would be cool is to not only have more than 4 maps, but have them of different sizes and different shapes and stuff would be kind of cool. I mean, there's a lot that I think they can do with this game. And to have all the maps the exact same size and to have 4 maps, I mean, yes, you want to have all the maps fit inside the box and everything. And you don't have to fold them and, all that, which I understand that. But you could have had smaller maps for solo people. If you could have had bigger maps for like 6 and 8 players or whatever. I wish they would have had like different size maps. And of course, more maps. Okay, so that is kind of the overview of the 5 things we really, really liked and the 5 things we didn't like so much about the Guild of Merchant Explorers. So let's get to the verdict now. So we're in April of 2025, and it's time to start doing some more reviews for the month. And this will be our first one that we're going to get done. I really liked this game when I first started playing it. I thought, this is kind of neat. It's kind of like a little roll and write, and you're trying to build out and build your little terrain. And you're trying to capture the different territories and keep your villages out there. And I kept getting the villages and the towns mixed up because, unfortunately, like the goal cards are these huge, big cards, and they have like these big text, like go uncover 3 towns on the edge of the map. And it doesn't go into details. It doesn't show you examples. It doesn't do anything to help you as the player, unfortunately. So it made it a little rough to learn how to play the game. But after playing it a few times in Board Game Arena, I went and picked up the game and had it shipped to me. And now I have the game, and I've actually played it on my channel last month. And we played it a couple times and tried it out with a couple of the different maps and did the solo mode and everything here locally. So I played on Board Game Arena a bunch of times, and I played it locally here on my channel. And I think it's a really, really neat game. It's got some really cool things. I love the random power that keeps popping up every once in a while. Every era, you get this random power, and you're never sure when it's going to come out, when it's going to come out, what it can do. And so you're never sure if it's going to help you or not help you, and you're trying to figure out how to get all the goals completed and everything. Holy cow. I really, like I said, fell in love with this game, had a great time with it, went and bought it, played it locally here. It plays locally just as well and just as good, just as quick. It's a very easy game to learn, easy game to play. You can take your time and still play it in like half an hour. It doesn't take very long to play. And it's super quick, it's super simple. You can teach somebody to play this in like 5 minutes. And it does a great job because of the random power every era that comes out. It's going to change up the game completely on what you can do and how you can do things with it. And there is a little bit of variety with the 4 different maps. I would have liked more variety with more maps and different size maps, which would have been good. But I'm going to rate this a great 91% is going to be my verdict for the Guild of Merchant Explorers. It's a good one. I know you can get this game very reasonable, very cheap. I think I picked up my copy for like $30. There's not a ton of stuff in the box, so it's not a very expensive game. You're going to get 4 maps for 4 different players, so you can play up to 4 people all at the same time. And, a couple decks of cards and some little cubes that you're going to be using to put out your little explorers as you move around the map. It's super quick, super fun, super interesting. I love the exploration, trying to complete all the objectives, and also the variable powers. Things I wish they would have done include different kinds of maps, more maps, and made it a little bit clearer as to some of the objects. It's one of the goals is to get get 3 ruins on the edge of the map, which is a fun thing to do. But some of the ruins look like a shipwreck, and some of the ruins look like a lighthouse on a rock. And you're like, are they both considered ruins? There's no definition in the rule booklet. So some of the wording could have been better. Some of the explanations could have been done better on some of the cards to explain exactly what you're trying to do with examples and pictures. You got this huge card and you're using a little section of it to explain things when you could have put down like detail information, have little screenshots of the ruins so everyone knows this was what the ruins look like. If you have multiple ruins, then have all the little pictures on it. They could have done a better job with that, and it would have been rated even higher. But I find this to be a very fun game to play. I have a great time playing it. And as I talked about earlier, I played it quite a few times. But as I've been playing, I played it earlier tonight, and I had 160 some points, which was a lot more than I had when I first started. I think I first started, you're trying to get, as solo, you're trying to get at least 90 to beat the easy mode, and you're trying to get 120 to beat the hard mode or the average mode or something like that. And I had 160 points, so I was on like world record pace. So it does take a little bit to get used to how to play, but once you get the concepts, and I guess maybe you get lucky with some of the card draws and the card plays. You can really, really score well. So anyways, my verdict for the Guild of Merchant Explorers is 91. It's a great game. If you're looking for a quick, simple game, you can sit down and play solo. It plays great solo. Or if you want to sit down with your wife or your daughter or your family, and sit down and play a quick game and have a lot of fun and talk about things and see and compare everyone's what they're doing every turn. It would be super cool to see how everyone thinks differently about a simple card. Like, put, okay, you're going to get you're going to fill in 2 mountain spaces. Well, which 2 mountain spaces are you going to fill in? And which direction are you going to go? And are you going to claim any rewards for doing that? And are you going to do what's good for you right now, or do you want to do what's better for you in the long run? There's all kinds of really tough decisions. And yeah, that's what I really like about this game. It's super quick, super fun, but there's so many, like, just should I do this or do this? I don't know. I just can't tell. I never know what powers you're going to get. It's a good time. The Guild of Merchant Explorers, I would try it. I would play it on Board Game Arena, and I would pick up a copy at your local store. It's a good one, and I'm really having a good time with this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for leaving a like if you enjoyed this review, and we'll see everyone soon, my friends. Until then, take care, and we'll see you for the next time. Bye for now.